welcome to Bourbon MBS.
Thank you. I am happy to be here.
You are our first guest for this, and I'm drinking Pinhook, which is
Okay.
one of my favorite straight bourbon whiskeys.
I almost bought that. Do you want me to tell you what I did buy?
Tell me.
Okay. So I'm not a connoisseur of many things besides vodka and wine. So I went to the bourbon aisle yesterday and I said, okay, I've got this, very important deal. I need just the right bourbon for. And there happened to be a bourbon connoisseur in the bourbon aisle having his once a year man night that night where he was responsible for bringing the best bourbon. So he was ready to talk bourbon. So I got fully schooled in ways I didn't even necessarily need to go, but I did not pick, he was devastated, the most expensive or the finest bourbon necessarily that was on the shelf. But I did pick, because we're suckers in Louisiana, Ragged Brand, how do I turn this? Ragged Branch, because this is the commemorative bottle for the 2019 National Championships of LSU. I love it. One of the founders is from Louisiana, and he made a special, oak barrel for the championship, acknowledging that, and so it's very special to me.
I love it. Well, see, now there's a real reason for us to have this.
Cheers.
Cheers. So we are about to begin, and this is going to be rapid fire. I'm going to throw out questions at you, and whatever comes to mind, just go with it. All right. So we start with a nice sip.
Okay.
You already answered the first question, which was, what are you drinking?
Ragged Branch.
That's right. Let's go to the next question. Are you tired of video calls?
I'm less tired of video calls than I am of inefficiency. I have to say this has been a very efficient way to have huge strides in business and frankly, personally. I'm about to be away from my children for a month as I go help our division grow in Charlotte. And I've already got them on board with this. So I love it.
Excellent. What was the last thing you binge watched?
Dead to Me.
Ooh, I love that.
I'm probably the only person with Christina Applegate. Have you seen this?
Absolutely. We love it.
You do? Okay, good. Yeah. I have not met anyone else that has seen it. I love it.
It's such a great show.
And I really fear that I am addicted to it because my motherhood may have mirrored hers a little bit. My children are 22 and 18. So this is the first year I said I never did the tattoo thing, but if I could have now, I would do like motherhood box, check, done. My son turned 18 and graduated in May, and I'm like, bye-bye. This has been fun. Let me know how you do.
See you later. Which is a perfect transition. What are you going to miss most about not being home every day, all day?
You mean when I'm gone for the month?
Well, when you're gone for the month and when things get back to normal.
Well, I think that what we have really created here is a really respectful life work balance in some understanding ways. I think that most changes transition out of sort of demand and necessity, out of sort of, hey, I'm an employee, or I'm an owner, and this is what I'd like to do, or this is how I'd like to run this company. There's not a lot of options in how we had to go about this. And what we really did, certainly as a company, I believe as an industry, I believe as a country, is prove that anywhere it was possible, very, very difficult to watch these businesses where it was not possible, but anywhere it was possible for us to still be productive outside of the office, we did it. We nailed this opportunity to prove that we could be more bilocational home and work. And I don't plan on missing anything.
Really? So when it's time to go back to the office on a daily basis, there's nothing you'll miss from being home all day.
Well, that's my point, is I don't know that I would go back to the office on a daily basis. So I think that because we've proved this, yes, if I had to go back right now and say, I absolutely am going back to, the 50 hours a week in the office, then, because we still do 20 hours a week at home, right? So but the challenge would be that I can't go for a run anytime I feel like going for a run. I've got my, see if I can show it to you here, my handy little Peloton in my office.
Yeah.
So if I want to pop up and do a 15-minute workout, I can, and I cannot do that in the office. So
I love it. All right, you ready? Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
What do you think about pineapples on pizza?
Love pineapples on pizza, especially if it has Canadian bacon.
Ooh, cheers. That's been a controversial question. So many people are like, pineapple on pizza? No, that's fire, touching fire. Don't do it.
Extra tomato sauce, all in.
Oh, look at that. Okay, what's your favorite emoji, or what is the one you use most?
The crying and laughing, especially with technology integration. It's kind of funny, but I gotta cry all the time. Yes.
I love it. Okay, what's your childhood actor or actress crush?
Oh, crush.
Yes.
I was not, I was a very avid tennis player. I was not a big, uh, I didn't have
Movie
posters on my
show,
walls
yeah.
and do all of that kind of stuff. God, I honestly cannot say one person that I was like, I mean, I had like the Brad Pitt sort of thing going, but I think I was older by that point. So I don't
Okay.
know.
All
That's
right.
terrible. I didn't have one.
That's okay. No worries. See, this is why we try to ask these questions in Bourbon and BS. Who knows what's going to happen? Ready?
I was
This
like
is
probably
fun
into unicorns when most girls were, really having posters on their wall.
one. Okay, so you had unicorns on your walls rather than
Definitely
pictures
had
of like, maybe Baywatch, people or whatever, like most. Got
Yes.
it. That's great.
Baywatch. See, I even forget about that stuff.
See? Or
Yeah.
Knight Rider. Like,
Yeah, Knight Rider. Yeah, and
that was a hero for me.
Magnum PI. I was a little young to be like in Magnum PI, but I definitely was, liked
Yes.
his lifestyle.
Okay.
I liked his gig.
If animals could talk, who would be the rudest?
Um, um, Giraffes.
Ooh, why?
Yeah, because nobody could possibly comprehend their life, right? I mean, it's like you people down there all day long just have no idea what I'm dealing with up here, right? So, I mean, no one can. So like the rhinoceros and the elephant could kind of like, well, I get you, right? There could be, definitely even some dog and cat, conversation about this family or the way these people are, but no one's really relating to the giraffe. He'd be like done with all of us.
Have you ever seen a giraffe get up from laying down?
I have. Have you ever seen their tongue?
It's the size of me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Which is probably, them showing us we're kind of done with you.
Yeah. And by the way, that's another reason why people can't relate. So you're right. They'd be the rudest. Okay. Ready?
Sorry.
What is the dumbest way you've ever hurt yourself?
I am a terrible negotiator of depth from my foot to something else in front of me. I don't understand what the challenge is here, but I have broken, shameless to say, 4 toes by hitting my foot on the corner of my bed. And in different beds, in different years, in different ages, I have done this. 4 toes broken.
4 toes every time on a bed?
Every time on a bed. For whatever reason, when anybody that knows me, I don't do anything slow. So I'm going 90 to nothing from one room to the other, and I'm bringing the laundry, or I'm jamming to the restroom, or whatever it is. I've turned a corner. It's been different beds, different homes. It's 4 times.
4 times. And let me ask you a question. Okay, let's just play this through for a second. First time you broke it, you're running to the hospital?
No, it took me about 2 weeks to go to the doctor, which I ended up going to the hospital. I was younger then. I was probably about 8 years old. And I kept telling my dad, my foot hurts, my foot hurts, my foot hurts. And so he said, we're just going to go it was like a Sunday, he's working during the week. So he said, we're just going to the hospital. I don't know what to do with your foot. And I had a massive broken big toe. So, that's later learning what a broken bone was all about. Yeah.
And then the last time, the 4th time that you broke your toe.
I was a young adult, and, I was doing things that young adults do. And I was home late. So I knew in the morning, oh no, I think I broke my toe last night.
And to the hospital or no? Or you're like,
no, I didn't go to the hospital. I've learned, you tape them up.
That's it.
You babysit it a little bit. You don't wear a shoe. No, I got it figured out now.
I love it. Okay, ready? If you could make a rule for one day that everyone had to follow, one rule for one day that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
Do not lie.
Love it.
Just do not lie. I think there are only 2 problems in the world: bad parenting and lying.
Ooh, do not lie. I love that. And bad. Oh, I love that. That's the best answer. We've practiced this before. That's the best answer we've gotten so far.
And I shouldn't even make it negative. Instead of do not lie, it should be tell the truth. Be
honest. Yep. I like it. Yeah. So if you had to delete every single app on your phone but 3, which 3 would you keep?
LinkedIn, Amazon, and believe it or not, Ecobee. So that's my thermostat. That's my thermostat setter from my phone. So if I'm hot or cold, I don't even get up. If I'm away, I can check to make sure the kids didn't crank it down to 63. I'm like, nope, not paying for that bill. So I'm a little addicted to my Ecobee. Yeah.
I love it. That's fantastic. Ready? This is going to be a strange one. Okay. You ever heard of FMK? F, Marry, Kill? Ready?
Okay.
You've never heard of the game F, Marry, Kill?
No.
where you choose one person to marry, one person, or one to kill, or one person to F.
Okay. Okay, I'm in.
Ready?
Okay.
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Jenny Mae.
So I'm going to, I've got to pick each one of those things. I'm going to marry Freddie.
Okay.
I'm going to, I'm not as knowledgeable as the operations teams on these things. Is F in like the
Yeah, you know exactly what we mean.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a four-letter word.
Okay. Fanny. And probably kill Jenny. Yeah, that's probably how I do that.
I love it. I love it. We can only do this, by the way, in the mortgage industry. That you
That's
couldn't ask
absolutely
anywhere else.
right. That's right.
What food, since you've been home nonstop for 90 days now, what
Yes.
food are you tired of eating? Like what meal are you tired of making?
I am a big fan of the Sunbasket, I have to tell you. So I don't grocery shop anymore. Yeah, I do isogenics, which is shakes during the day for the most part, and then at night, whatever arrives on my doorstep for the week's meals is what I prepare. So it's food for two. My son and I live here, and it's super simple. So and it's like 15 minutes, and I'm
You're
done.
tired of nothing because it's always new.
I have to say, I'm really tired of absolutely nothing. It's always
that's fantastic. Is your son tired of you doing video calls all day?
My son is tired. He's 18 years old and he just graduated high school. He's tired of everybody these days. Everybody doing everything these days. So,
He's fed up.
Yes, except his girlfriend. He's not tired of anything with her. So yes, I would say he's funny how kids never really grow up. When you're home, they want your time as much as the dogs. And probably no one's more done with my video calls than the dogs, but it's okay.
Do you have? Oh, so you have a dog. This was my next question.
Dos dogs. So dos Pedros.
Yeah,
so I have a little
that's-
Havanese that is 11 pounds.
Oh, okay.
And because I've been busier than ever and I knew I'd be gone in the month of July, I decided to get another puppy to entertain this one because my son was homeschooled. So someone was always here.
Yeah.
So I got, unbeknownst to me, while I was looking for a dog, my son came home in April and said, "Mom, happy birthday." And it's a puppy. Can I have $600? I'm like, you did what? I was looking for the rescue dog and so I have this love of my life pit bull that I never would have dreamed of. And she is pressed as Jax, Jax. So I have Jax and Roxy, and they are fabulous together, believe it or not.
Perfect. How many times a day do you walk them?
I walk them once. He's required to walk them once. I will never know if that happens.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because I've spoken to so many people that during COVID, they walk their dog 10 times a day and their dogs are tired of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's just absolutely nonsense. And then guess what? You'll never get them out of that. Well, I tell you what you got to get them into is doggy daycare. Then they're gone and happy all day. You're silent and,
playing with other dogs and doing all of that.
All that. Love it.
Fantastic. Now, do you have any cats?
I do not. I used to have a cat, but I have not had a cat in a while now.
Okay, let's keep going then.
I know.
So ready? Here's a great one.
Okay.
The zombie apocalypse is coming. Who are the 3 people you want on your team?
Both of my children. And who would be that third person? Isn't that terrible that I can't just go immediately?
I know.
This is just terrible.
Remember, zombie apocalypse.
I know. So this is the thing. I have lots of people that I love. I'm not lacking any love. I need people a little more resourceful. My kids are pretty bright and resourceful. So I know we'd be good together. And this is absolutely terrible. Who would be the most handy person that I know? It would just be a friend of mine. I mean,
it could be anyone. You could.
Tom. I know. I just know that he's super handy and like MacGyver-like and sort of thing. So I guess I'd have to have him. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Did you name your first car?
I did. It was a VW Bug, the light blue. You remember the original light blue Bug with the surf racks on it, and we called it Surfer Bee because it was kind of like a bumblebee, but it was the surf bee. We called it Surfer Bee. Surfer Bee,
I love it. If you could be famous for something and everyone knew for this one thing, what would you be famous for?
I personally don't feel that need to be famous, but I, for some reason, have been pegged that I should have always been like the QVC girl, like this, sugar, this bourbon smoked sugar is the best sugar. It's just tart enough, just sweet enough. Like I miss my calling on being famous for that, but
I love it.
so
Well,
I'm in on that.
one last final question. We made it to the end of Bourbon and BS.
Okay.
What are you going to do for the rest of your day?
I am going to get a manicure, pedicure, spray tan, and get ready for one hell of a 4th of July week.
Woo!
The first vacation I've had in a long time.
That's it. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Katherine,
Yes.
do you have any questions for me?